Hello creators! Starting soon, I'm going to include guest speakers on the show. So if you're someone who works in the performing arts or the creative industry and you want to collaborate with me, then please send an email to sleeplesscreativespod@gmail.com. Introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about what it is that you do, and I'll get back to you with more information. Hello creators! I hope you're looking after yourself, and happy Pride! Yes, June is officially Pride Month. I had so much fun planning and finding text for this episode, you don't even know. Although I am a straight cis woman, I am still so happy to call myself an ally. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling, just know that you are human, you are wonderfully perfect and unique, and there is a whole community of magical people out there ready to support you. Now, if you follow us on Twitter and Instagram, you'll know that in today's episode, I am going to be reading Pride poetry. Over the last few weeks, I have looked into queer writers and activists from the past that we might not have heard of, and I've put together my favourite pieces of poetry from them. And before I delve in, I'm going to start by telling you a bit about each author and who they are. Langston Hughes. He was born in 1902. He was an African-American writer, poet, social activist, and playwright, best known as a leader for the Harlem Renaissance. He was thought to have been asexual. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, so I apologise in advance. Frederico Garcia Lorca, born in 1898, he was a Spanish poet, dramatist, and writer who was openly gay. I'll be reading the English translations, but if you are a Spanish speaker, then I highly recommend looking at the originals, as they are quite beautiful. Aphra Behn. She was born in 1640 in England. She was one of the earliest professional women writers, and she was known for her female-oriented love poetry and her use of commedia dell'arte in her plays. Sappho. She was born in 630 BCE in Lesbos, Greece. Fun fact, the word lesbian actually comes from the island of Lesbos. She was a woman cloaked in a lot of mystery. In her time, she was famously known as the Poetess and the 10th Muse. She was made famous by her lyric poetry, which boldly talks about lesbian desire. Her works are meant to be sung accompanied by a lyre, but I obviously will not be doing that today. Now, I want to include as many people as possible here, from male, female, and non-binary identifying writers to writers of colour. I will be continuing this series with a part 2 over on our Patreon page, so if you're interested in supporting the show further, you can find a link through our Flow page in the episode description. So take a moment to get cozy and comfortable, and drift off. Langston Hughes. My people. The night is beautiful, so the faces of my people. The stars are beautiful, so the eyes of my people. Beautiful also is the sun. Beautiful also are the souls of my people. Dreams. Hold fast to dreams, for if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field, frozen with snow. Frederico Garcia Lorca. Wish. Just your hot heart, nothing more. My paradise a field, no nightingales, no strings, a river discreet, and a little fountain. Without the spurs of the wind in the branches, without the star that wants to be leaf, an enormous light that will be the glow of the other in a field of broken gazes. A still calm where our kisses, sonorous circles of echoes, will open far off. And your hot heart, nothing more. The Little Ballad of Three Rivers. The Guadalquivir River runs past oranges and olives. The two rivers of Granada fall to wheat fields out of snow. I love that goes and never returns. The Guadalquivir's river has a beard of clear garnet. The two rivers of Granada, one of sorrow, one of blood. I love vanishes down the wind. For the sailing boats, Seville keeps a roadway. Through the waters of Granada, only sighs can row. I love that went and never returned. Guadalquivir, high tower, and breeze in the orange trees. Dauro, Genil, dead turrets dead above the ponds. I love vanish down the wind. Who can say if water carries a ghost fire of cries? I love that went and never returned. Take the orange petals, take the leaves of olives, Andalusia, down to your sea. I love vanished in the wind. Aphra Behn. The Dream. All trembling in my arms, Aminta lay, defending of the bliss I strove to take, raising my rapture by her kind delay. Her force so charming was and weak. The soft resistance did betray the grant, while I pressed on the heaven of my desires. Her rising breasts with nimbler motions pant, her dying eyes assume new fires. Now to the height of languishment she grows, and still her looks new charms put on. Now the last mystery of love she knows. We sigh and kiss. I waked, and all was done. 'Twas but a dream, yet by my heart I knew, which still was panting, part of it was true. Oh, how I strove the rest to have believed, ashamed and angry to be undeceived. To the fair Clorinda. Fair lovely maid, or if that title be too weak, too feminine for nobler thee, permit a name that more approaches truth, and let me call thee lovely charming youth. This last will justify my soft complaint, while that may serve to lessen my constraint, and without blushes I the youth pursue, when so much beauteous woman is in view. Against thy charms we struggle but in vain, with thy deluding form thou givest us pain, while the bright nymph betrays us to the swain. In pity to our sex, sure thou wert sent, that we might love and yet be innocent. For sure no crime with thee we can commit, or if we should, thy form excuses it. For who that gathers fairest flowers believes a snake lies hid beneath the fragrant leaves? Thou beauteous wonder of a different kind, soft Chloris with the dear Alexis joined. Whene'er the manly part of thee would plead, thou tempt'st us with the image of the maid, while we the noblest passions do extend, the love to Hermes, Aphrodite, the friend. Sappho. He is more than a hero. He is more than a hero. He is a god in my eyes. The man who is allowed to sit beside you. He who listens intimately to the sweet murmur of your voice, the enticing laughter that makes my own heart beat fast. If I meet you suddenly, I can't speak. My tongue is broken. A thin flame runs under my skin, seeing nothing, hearing only my own ears drumming. I drip with sweat. Trembling takes my body, and I turn paler than dry grass. At such times, death isn't far from me. No word. I have had not one word from her. Frankly, I wish I were dead. When she left, she wept. A great deal, she said to me. This parting must be endured, Sappho. I go unwillingly. I said, go and be happy, but remember, you know well, whom you leave shackled by love. If you forget me, think of our gifts to Aphrodite and all the loveliness that we shared. All the violet tiaras, braided rosebuds, dill and crocus twined around your young neck. Myrrh poured on your head and on soft mats, girls with all that they most wished for beside them. While no voices chanted, choruses without ours. No woodlot bloomed in spring without song.